Hey everyone, today we're going to be learning about healthy swaps, which means choosing a go food rather than a slow or woe food. Do you remember what go, slow, and woe foods are? For example, it's like choosing an apple over applesauce or apple pie. So the apple would be a go food, the applesauce would be a slow food, and the apple pie would be the woe food. So, what we want to do is we want to choose the apple because the apple hasn't been changed, right? Go foods haven't been changed. There's no added sugar, that's not deep fried. It hasn't been changed at all. It's in its natural state. So, what we want to do is instead of choosing the apple pie or applesauce, we want to choose to eat the apple. So, we are going to now watch a video real quick um, about swapping and choosing healthier foods rather than choosing these slow or woe foods. So she's going to explain to us a little bit more about what go, slow, and woe foods are. Okay.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline with Brighter Bites from Dallas, Texas, and welcome to this week's produce activity. At Brighter Bites, our mission is to create communities of health through fresh food. So today we're going to talk about this week's healthy topic. We're also going to highlight a special produce item, and we'll finish by showing some examples of go, slow, and woe. This week's healthy topic is healthy swaps. A swap just means to change one thing for another. So we're going to talk about changing unhealthy foods for healthy foods. Although some processed foods may taste good, they're not nutritious for our bodies since they're often high in fat and sugar. Foods with natural ingredients make great healthy choices. Try having some whole wheat bread, which is a go food option and made with whole grains, instead of white bread, which is a slow food and made with refined white flour. Also, instead of having a flavored milk like this chocolate milk that's really sugary and is a woe food, try having 1% low fat milk instead, which is a tasty go food option. Now, our special produce item highlight this week is cherry tomatoes. There are many different types of tomatoes, and these are specifically called cherry tomatoes because they're small and round like cherries. Tomatoes are not only delicious to eat in foods like salads, but they're high in vitamins and minerals too. Now, let's look at one more example of go, slow, and woe. Remember that go foods are lower in fat and added sugar, like this brown rice, which is a go food because it's a whole grain. Slow foods are higher in fat and added sugar. A good example of this is white rice. White rice is a refined grain that has had many of its nutritious parts removed, unlike brown rice, which contains all parts of the grain. You should try to consume more go foods than slow foods. And finally, woe foods are highest in fat, added sugar, and are the most processed. So if we were to cook this white rice with some butter or oil, this would add more fat and make it a woe food. And remember, these foods should be eaten only once in a while. So instead of white rice cooked with oil, try swapping it or changing it for a go food option like brown rice. Take a couple of minutes after this presentation to share one woe food that you could swap or change for a go food. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next week for another fun Brighter Bites produce activity.
All right. So now let's review what she talked about, what the different types of food she talked about. Okay. So for the go food, she talked about whole wheat bread and cherry tomatoes. These are a healthier option to eat for our bodies. And so for these slow foods, we have white bread. So instead of eating white bread, she said maybe try to eat more whole wheat bread because it's a healthier option. And then we have white rice right here. She also talked about eating brown rice for our go food, right? It has a lot more nutrients in them. And then our woe foods. We shouldn't drink too much chocolate milk because it's not very good for us. And we shouldn't try to eat too much butter because it's not very good for us as well. So she was talking about how we should not eat if we the white rice is a slow food, but if you use um, butter to cook the white rice, then that makes it a woe food. So we should try not to eat too much of these slow and woe foods, and we should try to eat more of these go foods because they're healthier for us. Okay, so now I want you to do this for your assignment. What you're going to do is you're going to take a look at some of these pictures right here, okay, on your left and on your right. So, for your assignment, I want you to compare. I want you to look at these two pictures. One is a go food and one is a woe food. So I want you to think which one of these is a go food and which one is a woe food. So remember, go foods have not been changed. Okay. And woe foods have been changed. So if this is an apple and this is apple pie, which one is a go food? You're right. This apple is a go food, and this apple pie would be a woe food. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to look at these two pictures and then choose which one is a go food and which one is a woe food. Okay, you're going to do that for all of these. Is it Frosted Flakes or oatmeal? Or is it light string cheese or nacho cheese? So you're going to choose which one goes to the go category and which one goes to the woe category, okay? All right, so after you're finished, make sure you turn it in to Google Classroom. All right, everybody, good luck.